Okay, I should be streaming. I'm not even prepared yet, really. I just want to start the stream because I only have an hour to stream. Love that song. That show is also great. Okay, how do I get to my stream? Seriously, I should bookmark the page already. Okay, it says I'm streaming. Now, how do I go to the streaming page is the question. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so since it's a surprise stream, I'm not expecting to get too many viewers. Whatever. Let me mute my music a second. Okay, looks like the audio is working. Also, while I wait for more people to come in, I'm gonna do some setup junk. Okay, so I need to grab the thing off my laptop and then I could get started. So for anyone joining in now, I'm just setting up. I don't care that expired nor in, you piece of junk. The only reason I'm using you is because you're free. Okay. Let's open up Game Maker and let's export the build. Okay, 4.1. Wait, no, this is not the cutscene maker. This is not the Neptunia cutscene maker. This is, I should segment it. SAO. Okay, this is 1.0.3. Perfect. Now I could take this, or copy it actually. Bingo. Now I can close my laptop. Okay, so now I'm just gonna post the links everywhere. Is there a thing for streams? I don't see streams. Okay, here. No, let's do it here because it's not as important. Okay, any other channels? Videos. Here we go. There should be a streaming thing here. Ooh, 4 people watching already. I'm gonna get started in a minute, so give me a minute. I need to set up, as I only have an hour to stream, so because of that, I am literally like going live with no preparation. That's gonna probably annoy them. I'm streaming myself coding if anyone cares. Anywhere else here in the media section. Here in self promo. Live stream. Then I'll just put it on one man's. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get started now. So I'm going to be coding part of the cutscene maker for SAO again, as usual. SAO cutscene maker. Here we go. Let me get. Wow, 7 people already. This is like a surprise stream. I'm surprised. Yeah, 1 second. SAO cutscene maker 1.0.3, I think it is. Yeah. 7 people watching already. That's great. Okay. So, I'll show you guys what it looks like in a minute. So this is still very early in development, so it's not ready for prime time yet. Once this is ready, I might make some videos with it. At the absolute minimum, I plan to release it to the community for you guys to use it freely, do whatever you want with it. Best case scenario, though, what I want to do is that I want to make a whole series around this potentially, but that entirely depends on how efficient I can make it. Okay, my phone is in the phone holder. So guys, this is epic. Amazon is no, there's no sponsorships. I don't do sponsorships, at least not currently. Maybe when I have like 100,000 subscribers, I'll give in to the greed, but not worth it to bug you guys with ads and sponsors for $5 a month. Anyways, though, so what did I do last? I think the last time I was able to figure out so I'll catch you guys up basically on what I'm doing in a second if anyone has any questions. So this is very much in depth. I'm actually coding as I go along for anyone that's new, and I'm actually like legitimately doing it almost like I would sit down and do it normally. I'm just doing it normally in front of a stream, so that way you guys could see me make it live. So for those of you who have not joined into any of my streams before, this number right over here represents, I think that's the text amount. Yeah, that was the text amount. Okay, I could probably get rid of that, though. I need to also integrate a reset feature into there. So I'll probably do that in a minute. Now, the numbers scrolling over here, I don't know how good the quality... Let me double check the quality of the stream, actually. Okay, looks like something's happening. Oh, wait, no, it's fine. Okay. And is it clear? Yeah, it looks pretty clear to me. Perfect. Okay. By the way, if you guys have an ultra wide, then you'll be able to see it exactly as I do. If you don't, then there'll probably be black bars on the top and bottom. Anyways, though, so these numbers over here are the world game time. What that means is that it keeps track of exactly how many frames are being progressed since the program itself started. So this is frames, this is seconds, this is minutes. I'll probably add in an hours thing if need be, but I don't think I'll need hours. It's that minutes might get past 60 if you leave the program open for a while. Shouldn't cause any issues, but might want to code that just in case, because it would be annoying to have to go back for that. Then this over here is the local game time. Sorry if there's background noise, by the way. Anyways, how it works is I type in whatever I want. Now for now it's appearing over here. Eventually it's going to appear with the dialog box, everything like that, whatever it is. And what happens is I press enter. Now that primes it. What it does is it tells the program, okay, I'm going to want you to type this out, and it's eventually going to be typed out into this text box. The idea being that, and this is just a placeholder text box, this is the Neptunia text box, I just didn't rip the SAO text box yet. The whole idea behind this is, okay, you know something, if you could get the program to replicate the text and how it scrolls across the screen with each and every thing, then it saves a lot of time with making these things. Now with the SAO cutscene maker, unlike with the Neptunia cutscene maker, because SAO uses static models, that means in theory I could actually potentially make an all-encompassing program. So it looks like I'm getting a few new viewers. Yeah, basically I'm just explaining to anyone that just joined the stream that how this program works. The whole idea behind all this, though, is that it lets you make fake SAO cutscenes in a more efficient way than the Neptunia stuff. The Neptunia stuff has its own limitations that I'm considering making a workaround for, but I'd have to basically remake the entire cutscene maker in Unity, which would be a complete and total pain, but I'm considering it. It's that the reason is that GameMaker, as far as I'm aware, can't handle MP4s, or if it can handle MP4s, then it's like really difficult. So Unity is just better built to handle MP4 files, and that's because of the fact that the SAO cutscenes use PNGs, which are just still images, versus Neptunia, which I need to green screen it, which means that it uses actual videos, and that's the difference. So because it uses videos, it makes it a lot harder. What's happening here though is that I type in whatever I want. As I mentioned, it primes it, just tells it, okay, I'm gonna want you to type this out, and then after that it runs it. Now since I have one thing primed, let me do one more thing, and what I do is I press right arrow key and it tells it, okay, let's start up the text scroll. You can see that the local timer started, and the whole point of the timer system is so that way I could implement a timeline system once the need arises, and that should allow for adjustment of movement and stuff like that. Now, as you can see, what it's doing is it's typing each one of them across the screen depending on how they were. What's going to happen after this is that there's a bug I'm running into now that I'm probably going to deal with sometime later, that it's because it's still spitting it out even when it's done, and this results in an undefined variable. So I'll explain to you guys why that's happening before we start the actual code. So you can see over here it says undefined, and that's simply because of the fact that it's trying to spit out a variable that doesn't exactly exist, so it will literally keep on just looping the word undefined forever. Now, I did solve this issue with the Neptunia cutscene maker, but I have to figure out how I did that, so let's get into here. So this is the actual code for it. So let's start out. So I could ignore the global for now. Let's start with the step. Let's bring it over here. I'm going to need the step, draw, and create, as well as 2 scripts for this. Okay, so there we go. There's everything I will need for this. Oh, come on, I lost a few viewers. Whatever it is, I'm only going to be streaming for an hour or so. I came up with an interesting commenting system that I didn't update all the code yet to work with this commenting system, but the idea behind this commenting system is that it allows me to more efficiently look for what's going on where certain variables are being used. So if anyone here does know how to code, just look at this and maybe try and incorporate it into your code, because it's an interesting system. Actually, don't look at that one because that one's not really finished yet. So this one right here, the basic idea is that anything with an O means that it originates from this point, versus anything with a U means that it's used in this point. So right over here, that means, so you can see event manager setup. So it's basically description, important variables within the scope. So there are none defined for global and local, but there are some created. So for global there's none, for local there are a whole bunch. And what that means is that, let's say at any given point I'm not sure where something started, I need to find where certain variables started, because what I could do is I could have, let's say, the variable right over here, dialogue equals 0. And the tricky thing is that if I just have it set like that without any kind of commenting to say, okay, this was already set, is that that's confusing, because I have no idea if the actual variable started here or if I'm just changing the value here. So by doing it like this, what's very interesting is that I could simply do a global search by pressing Control Shift F, and what I could do is I could search for dialogue O, and it pops up over here. Why is it showing up in 2 places? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure. Oh, I get it. Okay, it's because it's whole word only. Let's try that. Okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter. What it's doing is it's grabbing this also because output dialog contains that. Maybe case sensitive? Bingo, got it. So you can see right over here that lets me know, okay, it's only right over here. So I know, okay, this is where that specific variable started out. So for anyone that does a lot of coding, I literally just thought of this a few days ago, and so far it's working out really, really well for me. So maybe give that a try. So for right now, let's start out by incorporating a reset function into the actual thing. So in order to do that, what I will do is that I will put it probably into the event thing right over here. So how this works is that this thing is detecting what the game mode is and switching the game mode. The game mode basically tells it, okay, are you taking text? Are you spitting out the text, or are you doing something else? So what I could do is that it doesn't have to just be that. What I could actually do is switching game mode. Okay. What I could do is No, that doesn't need to be in the step event, actually. It would actually probably be cleaner if I didn't do it in the step event. It would probably be cleaner if I were to let's do right mouse down. What that does is that it checks if I press the right mouse button, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say so right now it's checking if the right mouse button is down, and then what I'll do is room reset, I think the variable is. Let me double check. No, so that's popping up as blue. That's probably not it. Game maker room restart. Oh, it's room restart, not reset. Got it. Room restart. Now let's try that. Now what that should mean is if I type this over here, that right now it's primed, meaning this is checking for the last variable, if it was primed or not, and how many letters were in it. So there's 13 characters in that variable right there. So if I press the right mouse button, it should reset it to 0, and then it won't output anything if I go to game mode 2. No, so that's not working. Okay, in that case, how did I have that set up? I think I had I had a DS list. Okay, if that's the case, I'm going to need to do, not a room restart. I'm going to need to reset the DS list. How do I reset a DS list again? I completely forgot how to do that. So DS list is kind of what it sounds like. It's just a list. Game maker, move everything from DS list. Oh, DS list delete. Perfect. Okay. So what I'll probably have to do is I'll probably have to do a delete and then create ID and position. Okay, in that case I could probably just loop it in that case. Okay, so that should be in the workspace right over here. Okay. So what am I doing? It has to be an if event, so I'm checking. No, it's not an if event, it's a for loop. For I is less than, what's the thing? DS value, so what's DS value? I told you guys this thing is perfect, this new commenting system. I love this. Okay, so it originates there, and then let me find where it's used. Okay, I didn't update that yet. Okay. I think it's used in, is it used in dialogue input? DS value. It makes sense for it to be used in dialogue input. No, would it be? No, text scroll, that's where it should be. Yep, here we go. Okay, so let me add that here. Creative variables none, within scope, dialogue speed, place count. Okay, so DS value U. So right over here, let's see. So starts out if dialogue speed blah blah blah, that just checks if it will output it, so it's doing it based off the time, then it resets it. So I'm still troubleshooting this area of dialogue, so output dialogue equals ds list find value global dot dialogue 1 ds value, then it turns into a string because reasons I don't fully understand. I need to look into that a bit. Okay, but what are the arguments for this? Find value should be, position, so value should be, oh, I think I figured out the problem here, actually. Yeah, I think I figured out the problem, actually. Okay, because I was having another problem in addition to this. So what if I do is I created another variable that keeps track of how many times it's entering something. That should, in theory, be able to fix it. Okay. Well, let's in that case do this. So if you press backspace, it does that. If you press enter, dialog, blah, blah, blah. Now, this should be within the scope, so I shouldn't have to turn it into a global variable. So, let's do variable dialog total equals, and it should start out as 0. Wait, no, so I need to start in the create event. Wait, no, instead let's do a ds total. And then ds total. This really is a genius commenting system. I love this idea. Should have thought of this such a long time ago. That would have helped so much. Really should have thought of this a long time ago. Anyways, dialog string delete, blah blah blah. Okay, so what am I doing now? So right now it's set at 0. So if you press enter, then it's ds total plus plus. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ignore whatever. I'll figure out what the issue is. The create event. Yep, that's create event. Okay, so it's within the same scope. So let me copy over that. So nothing is created, but this is used. ds total so if I is less than ds total, no, I equals 0, then I is less than or equal to, if you press it 0 times, then it's 0. Yes, I need to do less than or equal, so I is less than or equal to ds total, and then I plus plus. Then from here, what I do is I do a ds list. Wait, I could. I'm a moron. Okay, that's completely pointless. I still figure that still fixes the other issue, but whatever. Actually, you know what? I'll try both ways. Let's see if this way gives me any problems, and if it doesn't give me any problems, then I'll do it. ds list destroy. What's the name of the ds list? Dialog 1. Dialog 1. Then ds list create. Why is that not working? Okay, I'm probably doing something wrong in that case. Oh, okay. Dialog1 equals ds list create. That should work, I think. Didn't work. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the other way. ds list delete global dialog1 comma and then let's do it as I think that should do it in theory. I think that should do it. I think. Okay, so let's try that now. Okay, maybe it's an issue with the fact that I'm using write down. I'll just do key up. Okay, looks like it's not working. Okay, I'll have to figure that out in that case. Yeah, I knew I probably had something on Discord. Or it's nothing. Okay. Okay, so how will I do this in that case? I could just try it like this. If keyboard check pressed VK underscore and I don't know. Let's try that. Why not? It's worth a shot. Okay. Okay, let's try and why is it not working is the question. Undefined. Oh, so it was working. Perfect. Okay, it was working. I just was paying attention to the numbers. That's perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for, actually. So if that's the case, I could keep this in here, I think. So let's try that again with that uncommented. Let's try that. Oh yeah, I forgot to okay, so that's a interesting bug. Let's do a room reset. That might fix that bug. First, let me test without the bug, and then I'll test with the bug. now if I press end, no, so it's still not working. That's interesting. Oh, that's why. Okay, I was pressing the wrong button. It's not that. It's key up. Up, there we go. Now it's updating. Bingo, and that also got rid of the bug. Perfect, got it. Okay, so for those of you that don't understand what I just did, the idea is that I want to create a reset button for the room in case you want to stop the text scroll. So watch what I did. Basically, I created a event that checks if you pressed the keyboard up button. Then what it does is it restarts the room, and in addition to restarting the room, it does a special for loop that loops the delete of all the. It just loops everything to delete everything in the DS list. It just loops the DS list function of deleting everything, and it just loops it over and over again until it deletes everything. Perfect. That's perfect. I think what was causing the variable on the left to not reset was the fact that I wasn't resetting the room, maybe, because maybe it's stored in a local variable or something, but that's great. That's great. Perfect. Okay. So now that I have the basic, very, very basic room reset working, I have basic input, I have basic output. From here, I could probably code. Yeah, I have time. Okay, so from here, I could probably code a stop point in that case. Actually, let me, instead of a key down, up, let's do key down. Here, end. Let's actually do it as end because that would probably work well. Okay. Restart room. Okay. It uses that, it doesn't. Okay. It also uses that. I'll probably also do. No, I don't need to do a thing for temporary variables. Okay. I'm like losing viewership. So how am I going to do this next part? Okay, so right now it's checking if you press enter. If you press enter, then it adds to the DS total. Once it adds to the DS total, then I have to worry about the text scroll. So right now it's checking if the dialogue speed is divided by the frame total is 1, and if it does that, it resets it to 0. Thus, whatever you set the frame total as, which is the frame speed, makes it that is in frames rather than some arbitrary number. Then output dialog equals DS list find value. I got it. This should be pretty easy, actually. If DS value is less than or equal to DS total, then it runs that. Now, I think I could also delete that test thing. That should do it, actually. So if the DS value is less than the DS total, then it checks for the DS value. No, then it checks for the output dialog and it gets the value. Then it gets the length of that dialog and saves it to a new variable. Then it checks the place and it outputs it using a string copy. Then it adds 1 to the place count. If the place count is greater than the output dialog length, then it resets the place count and it sets the DS value equal to the DS value plus 1. If that's the case, once it hits, let's say 3, then it's equal to it. So I might have to remove the equal to sign, but let's just see if this works. Okay, what that should do is it should get rid of the undefined variable thing. Of course. That means it crashed. Test. Oh, did I forget to remove a test? Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to remove one of the tests. That's an easy fix. It looked like it breezed through the code otherwise. So let's see if this works. Okay, so far it's working smoothly. So far it's not running into any of the issues I was having earlier. Now the key is that it should end once it hits that point. Ah, great. Okay, string length, argument 1, incorrect, undefined, expected string, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to try getting rid of the equals. That might fix it. Let's see if that fixes it. So it looks like it's staying on the screen, but I'd rather it stay on the screen than for it to crash the program, because I could probably fix that, but otherwise it's a success. So now I have to stop the actual timer. In order to do that, I need to create a new variable. But first, output dialog is there. Is place count there? Place count is there. DS value is there. DS total is not. DS total U. Now the trick here is that I need to do a detection of, okay, now something is it equal to, oh wait, here, let me just fix the aesthetics. There we go. Okay, so DS value, blah blah blah, does all that. Okay. Now what do I need to do? DS value is else if DS value is greater than or equal to, I'm doing greater than for in case of any glitches, DS total. Okay, so I'm going to need to create a new variable as well as, yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, I only need to do it around there. That should make things a lot easier. So where is the, outside scope is runtime frame total. So if the runtime frame total is in the global, then do I need to also put the other thing in the global if that's the case? No, I don't think I do. Yeah, I could keep it within the same scope in that case. So then stop runtime equals 0. No, actually, let's do it. Run time toggle is 0. So then created runtime toggle. Oh. Runtime toggle equals 1. Let me add a comment here. If the text is done scrolling, turn off the local runtime. Okay. If runtime toggle equals 0. Actually, no, I should do it the other way around for very dumb reasons. I should have it at 1 and then it goes to 0. If it's equal to 1, so if it's equal to 1, then run that. So then once it gets there, it ends it by setting the runtime toggle equal to 0, meaning next frame of the game is stops that. Now the key here, first let me comment that. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is so if runtime toggle is 1, then it does all this garbage. The question is, what else? What did I need to do actually? Let me just test the code. This should work without problem. Okay, so if I do this, it should run it without issue. And then it should stop the timer. Perfect. Now, if that's the case, what I could also do is so if the DS value is, so I could also do is turn off text scroll. What I could do is scroll equals a blank variable, and that will make it that it resets it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if that works. Bingo, got it. Haha, that was epic. That totally worked without issue. And then what I could do is I could do a, maybe what I'll do is, yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll have this in a script actually. Room restart. Okay, local, blah, blah, blah. So this is a script, so that should not be an issue. What I do is in the step event, first thing I do is room restart. Let's put a comment. Check. Run script to. No, what I should do actually is I should have it just have the code for the room restart. Oh, it already has that anyways. Okay. If keyboard check pressed vk underscore end check if user wants to restart the room. And then right over here with the text scroll, I actually don't even need to do that because all I have to do is do room restart. That should work in theory. What that means is that once it's done, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it does 1, 2, 3, 4, then it does 5, 6, 7, 8, and that should mean that after that I could actually press it again, or that maybe I'll loop it. Perfect. Okay, it did it automatically for me. The one thing is that it also reset. Yeah, it also reset that timer. So I'll have to figure out a way around that. I think that's going to be it for this video, at least, or at least for this stream. Got a nice amount done with this, actually. That was pretty good. Got a lot more than I was expecting, and so far things are going smoothly. Wow, it's going smoothly. Okay. So I'm still in the basic framework of this. It's going to be a while till it really looks like it's majorly different, until it looks like it's getting major improvements. But I can tell on the back end that it really is getting major improvements. You're not going to see the visible parts for a while, because the visible parts only added much later on. Anyways, I think I'm going to end the stream there. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. And thanks for everyone for watching. I'll see you guys later.